Okay, let's go to the audio soundbites with Senator Richard Blumenthal from he's from Connecticut. And this was last night on Capitol Hill. He held a press conference to talk about his meeting with the Supreme Court nominee, Judge Neil Gorsuch.
My strong hope is that he will be more vehement publicly. He certainly expressed to me that he is disheartened by the demoralizing and abhorrent comments made by President Trump about the judiciary.
Well, here's the problem with that. It was Blumenthal talking to Gorsuch, who referred to the president's comments as abhorrent. That word was not used by Gorsuch. And disheartening and all. These were characterizations that others have made in Gorsuch's presence that he either signals his agreement by not opposing it or whatever. But Gorsuch is not running around the Senate ripping into Trump, is the point. The media wants you to think that Gorsuch is what they really want you to believe. They want you to think Gorsuch is close to pulling himself out of this because he's so disappointed in Trump. That's what they want you to think. They want you to think that Judge Gorsuch is so embarrassed by this bumbling bull in a china shop that he doesn't even want to be associated with this president. And he's on the verge of pulling his own nomination to the Supreme Court. That's what they're trying to convince you. And that's not by any stretch what's happening. The next thing they want you to believe is that after Blumenthal and a couple of others mischaracterize the way Gorsuch is speaking, they want you to believe, I've even seen it speculated, will Trump pull the Gorsuch nomination himself because Gorsuch is not being loyal? Will Trump actually call Gorsuch and say, I'm going to pull your nomination. I don't want some reprobate like you on the court who can't be loyal to me. They want people to believe that might happen. There's no way that's going to happen, folks. And all of this is a reaction to the Democrats and their continual losing. They are unhinged and don't know what to do about it. They have no power. So they've got one or two things they can do. They can lie and try to make it look like they have the power, or they can lie, misstate, mischaracterize, and make it appear that even people on Trump's team are embarrassed by him and don't really want to be part of it anymore. And that's what this is really all about. And none of it's true. Gorsuch is not going to pull his own nomination. Trump's not going to pull it. And Gorsuch is not running around openly criticizing Trump in this way as they want you to believe. And in the case of Blumenthal, this is a guy, he still got elected because doing this kind of stuff is a resume enhancement. He lied openly to the people of this country in North Carolina about his valiant service in Vietnam. He never served in Vietnam. He lied about specifics and having courage and great valor and so forth. March 2nd, 2008 in Norwalk, Connecticut.
We have learned something very important since the days that I served in Vietnam, and you exemplify it. Whatever we think about the war, whatever we call it, Afghanistan or Iraq, we owe our military men and women unconditional support.
He did not serve in Vietnam, and it didn't take long for this to be exposed. Yeah, and he wasn't bothered by it. The usual political apology. That's not who I am. That guy that went out there and said, it's not who I am. And if anybody was offended by it, and if any members of the military were insulted, I humbly apologize. Here's a brief montage of drive-by freakout about these non-comments from Gorsuch.
The president's own Supreme Court nominee takes a different view, calling his comments about the judiciary demoralizing and disheartening.
Judge Neil Gorsuch, who's calling the president's harsh words about the courts, quote, demoralizing and disheartening.
The president's comments were, quote, disheartening and demoralizing.
Judge Neil Gorsuch called the president's attack on the judiciary demoralizing and disheartening.
Calling the president's comments about the judge, quote, demoralizing and disheartening.
Gorsuch described President Trump's recent criticism of judges as, quote, demoralizing and disheartening.
Judge Neil Gorsuch using the words demoralizing and disheartening to characterize the president's recent attacks on the judiciary.
He did not use the words abhorrent comments. He was speaking in generalities after such things were said by senators. They're trying to make it look like Gorsuch is having second thoughts. He's embarrassed to be any part of the Trump administration. They're flailing, folks. Be right back. This Blumenthal guy from Connecticut, I'm telling you, is a snake. Gorsuch didn't say hardly anything Blumenthal wants you to think that he said, and the media then jumps on and says, they just continue to lose. Trump now meeting with some Democrat senators on the Gorsuch nomination. Wait till that picture gets out.